In my previous video, we were discussing how Arizona property taxes are levied and how we pay them. In this video, we will discuss what happens when you do not pay your property tax. The authorities will not notify you about your delinquency until sometimes between August and September after your second half of taxes are due, which is May 1st. Once you receive the notice, it will just simply state that if taxes are not paid, the lien on your property will be sold at the public auction. By law, tax lien auctions are held in February in the year following the month of May in which the previous year's taxes became delinquent. For example, taxes for year 2025 become fully delinquent in May of 2026. Therefore, the tax lien auction for that delinquency would be held in February 2027. There is an entire group of investors solely focused on attending property tax lien auctions to buy them in hopes that the owner would not be able to pay it back, in which case the investor would take the ownership of that property. The lien position is based on the order in which it was recorded, and despite what many may think, the property tax lien position may be higher than IRS liens. Since the interest rate on delinquent taxes are at 16% annual, the maximum statutory rate set up for tax bidding starts at the same 16%. Investors are bidding the interest down. The higher bidder is the person who is willing to bid and accept the lowest interest rate on the lien and receive that interest return when the property owner redeems. Depending on the market conditions, the investors may be willing to accept the very low rates. For example, if the treasuries or the CDs are very low, let's say 2%, the investor may bid as close to that rate as possible. If the market is high, the investors won't be willing to go below the prevailing market rate of return. The winning bidder pays delinquent tax amount plus the penalties plus the fees to the county. It is important to remember that you are not bidding on an outstanding tax amount due. You are bidding on an interest paid on that amount. The owner of the property may also show up at the auction and yell 0% when auction starts. Well, what he just did is he paid his late taxes plus the penalties and fees. Sure, the owner avoided interest on those unpaid taxes, but still had to pay taxes plus the fees. Since the interest on an outstanding balance is not compounded but is rather a simple interest, the calculations are very simple. Say you are awarded a $10,000 lien at 16%. Well, the 1-year interest on that would be $1,600, 2 years $3,200, 3 year $4,800, and so on. You never really know when the owner may redeem the tax lien. It may be a week, a month, a year after you successfully won your auction. If the timeline goes beyond 3 years, you may start the foreclosing procedure, and that is almost guaranteed to get the property owner's attention. The ultimate goal for investor is to take over the property's ownership and successfully go through the foreclosure process in order to receive what's called treasurer's deed. But if the property owner redeems its own tax lien after year 3, the investor only receives 3 years of interest on an outstanding balance. The tax lien auction may be held live or online. This will differ by each county and the treasurer. Each bidder must register with the treasurer in order to receive a bid number, open account, and provide Social Security number for the IRS reporting purposes. Upon winning the tax lien auction, the treasurer will issue a certificate of purchase to the successful bidding investor. The certificate of purchase, or the CP, will indicate the interest rate bid that the owner will have to now pay to the successful bidder. It is important to remember that the county will keep maintaining the account, and if the owner decides to redeem its tax liens, it will have to go through the treasurer's office, not directly with the winning CP holder. So what happens if no one shows up to the auction and there is no viable bid? In that case, the certificate will be awarded to the state at 16%. These certificates may be bought directly from the treasurer later. Please keep in mind that we are not endorsing or promoting this type of investments, and the only reason we're talking about it today is because the tax liens are part of continuous discussion on Arizona property taxes. Our company's entire focus is on acquiring existing value-add multifamily apartment buildings alongside our investors, not the tax liens.